Good afternoon, Tanajan.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Let's pay respect to Tanajan by bowing 3 times. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. To begin with the chanting, may we invite Tanajan to lead us in the chanting, please.
Okay. Okay, so we continue on the Mahasatipatthana Sutta chanting. We come up to the Dhammanupassana, the contemplation of the Dhamma. This one is the third session, Ayatana Pappang. ปุณัจจปรังภิกขเวภิกขุธัมเมสุธัมมานุปัสสีวิหรติชะสุอัจฉติกภาหิเรสุอายตเนสุกทัญจะภิกขเวภิกขุธัมเมสุธัมมานุปัสสีวิหรติชะสุอัจฉติกภาหิเรสุอายตเนสุอิทธภิกขเวภิกขุจักขุนจัปชานาติรูเปจะปชานาติยันจตถุพยังปฏิจจอุปปัจจติสัญโยชนังตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอนุปันนัสสสัญโยชนัสสอุปปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอุปันนัสสสัญโยชนัสสปหานังโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะปหีนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะอายติงอนุปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติโสตันจะปชานาติสัทเทจะปชานาติยันจตถุพยังปฏิจจอุปปัจจติสัญโยชนังตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอนุปันนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะอุปปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอุปันนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะปหานังโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะปหีนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะอายติงอนุปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติคานันจะปชานาติคันเทจะปชานาติยันจตถุพยังปฏิจจอุปปัจจติสัญโยชนังตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอนุปันนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะอุปปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอุปันนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะปหานังโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะปหีนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะอายติงอนุปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติชิวหันจะปชานาติระเสจะปชานาติยันจตถุพยังปฏิจจอุปปัจจติสัญโยชนังตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอนุปันนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะอุปปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอุปันนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะปหานังโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะปหีนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะอายติงอนุปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติกายันจะปชานาติโพธัพเพจะปชานาติยันจตถุพยังปฏิจจอุปปัจจติสัญโยชนังตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอนุปันนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะอุปปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอุปันนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะปหานังโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะปหีนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะอายติงอนุปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติมนันจะปชานาติธัมเมจะปชานาติยันจตถุพยังปฏิจจอุปปัจจติสัญโยชนังตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอนุปันนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะอุปปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอุปันนัสสสัญโยชนัสสะปหานังโหติ ตัญจะปชานาติยถาจะปหีนัสสะสัญโยชนะสะอายติอนุปปาโทโหติตัญจะปชานาติอิติอัจฉัตตังวาธัมเมสุธัมมานุปัสสีวิหรติพหิทธาวาธัมเมสุธัมมานุปัสสีวิหรติอัจฉัตตปหิทธาวาธัมเมสุธัมมานุปัสสีวิหรติสมุทัยธรรมานุปัสสีวาธัมเมสุวิหรติวยธรรมานุปัสสีวาธัมเมสุวิหรติสมุทัยวยธรรมานุปัสสีวาธัมเมสุวิหรติอัตถิธรรมาติวาปนัสสสติปัจจุปัฏฐิตาโหติยาวเทวยานมัตตายปฏิสติมัตตายะอนิสิโตจะวิหรตินัจจกินจิโลเกอุปาทิยติเอวัมปิโคภิกขเวภิกขุธัมเมสุธัมมานุปัสสีวิหรติฉะสุอัจฉติกภาหิเรสุอายตเนสุ Okay, in translation, the six sense bases. Again, bhikkhus, a bhikkhu dwells contemplating phenomena in terms of the six internal and external sense bases. And how bhikkhus, does a bhikkhu dwell contemplating phenomena in terms of the six internal and external sense bases? Here as bhikkhus, a bhikkhu understands the eyes, he understands forms, and he understands the feather that arises dependent on both. And he also understands how the unarising feather arises, and how the arising feather is abandoned, and how the abandoned feather does not arise again in the future. He understands the ear, he understands sounds, and he understands the feather that arises dependent on both. And he also understands how the unarising feather arises, and how the arising feather is abandoned, and how the abandoned feather does not arise again in the future. He understands the nose, he understands odors, and he understands the feather that arises dependent on both. And he also understands how the unarising feather arises, and how the arising feather is abandoned, and how the abandoned feather does not arise again in the future. He understands the tongues, he understands flavors, and he understands the feather that arises dependent on both. And he also understands how the unarising feather arises, and how the arising feather is abandoned, and how the abandoned feather does not arise again in the future. He understands the body, he understands tactile objects, and he understands the feather that arises dependent on both. And he also understands how the unarising feather arises, and how the arising feather is abandoned, and how the abandoned feather does not arise again in the future. He understands the mind, he understands phenomena, and he understands the feather that arises dependent on both. And he also understands how the unarising feather arises, and how the arising feather is abandoned, and how the abandoned feather does not arise again in the future. In this way, he dwells contemplating phenomena internally, or he dwells contemplating phenomena externally, or he dwells contemplating phenomena both internally and externally, or else he dwells contemplating in phenomena its nature of arisings, or he dwells contemplating in phenomena its nature of vanishings, or he dwells contemplating in phenomena its nature of both arisings and vanishings, or else mindfulness that there are phenomena is simply established in him to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and repeated mindfulness, and he dwells independent, not clinging to anything in the world. That is how bhikkhus. A bhikkhu dwells contemplating phenomena in terms of the six internal and external sense bases. Okay, next one. Pochankapapam. ปุณจะปรังภิกขเวภิกขุธัมเมสุธัมมานุปัสสีวิหรติสัตตสุโพชังเคสุกทัญจะภิกขเวภิกขุธัมเมสุธัมมานุปัสสีวิหรติสัตตสุโพชังเคสุ อิทาภิกขเวภิกขุสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังสติสัมโพชังคังอัตถิเมอัจฉัตตังสติสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติอสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังสติสัมโพชังคังนัตถิเมอัจฉัตตังสติสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติยถาจะอนุปันนัสสติสัมโพชังคัสสะอุปปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอุปันนัสสติสัมโพชังคัสสะภาวนาปาริปูริโหติตันจะปชานาติสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังธรรมวิจยสัมโพชังคังอัตถิเมอัจฉัตตังธรรมวิจยสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติอสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังธรรมวิจยสัมโพชังคังนัตถิเมอัจฉัตตังธรรมวิจยสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติยถาจะอนุปันนัสสะธรรมวิจยสัมโพชังคัสสะอุปปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอุปันนัสสะธรรมวิจยสัมโพชังคัสสะภาวนาปาริปูริโหติตันจะปชานาติสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังวิริยสัมโพชังคังอัตถิเมอัจฉัตตังวิริยสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติอสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังวิริยสัมโพชังคังนัตถิเมอัจฉัตตังวิริยสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติยถาจะอนุปันนัสสะวิริยสัมโพชังคัสสะอุปปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอุปันนัสสะวิริยสัมโพชังคัสสะภาวนาปาริปูริโหติตันจะปชานาติสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังปีติสัมโพชังคังอัตถิเมอัจฉัตตังปีติสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติอสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังปีติสัมโพชังคังนัตถิเมอัจฉัตตังปีติสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติยถาจะอนุปันนัสสะปีติสัมโพชังคัสสะอุปปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอุปันนัสสะปีติสัมโพชังคัสสะภาวนาปาริปูริโหติตันจะปชานาติสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังปัสสติสัมโพชังคังอัตถิเมอัจฉัตตังปัสสติสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติอสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังปัสสติสัมโพชังคังนัตถิเมอัจฉัตตังปัสสติสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติยถาจะอนุปันนัสสะปัสสติสัมโพชังคัสสะอุปปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอุปันนัสสะปัสสติสัมโพชังคัสสะภาวนาปาริปูริโหติตันจะปชานาติสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังสมาธิสัมโพชังคังอัตถิเมอัจฉัตตังสมาธิสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติอสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังสมาธิสัมโพชังคังนัตถิเมอัจฉัตตังสมาธิสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติยถาจะอนุปันนัสสะสมาธิสัมโพชังคัสสะอุปปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอุปันนัสสะสมาธิสัมโพชังคัสสะภาวนาปาริปูริโหติตันจะปชานาติสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังอุเบกขาสัมโพชังคังอัตถิเมอัจฉัตตังอุเบกขาสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติอสันตังวาอัจฉัตตังอุเบกขาสัมโพชังคังนาทิเมอัจฉัตตังอุเบกขาสัมโพชังโคติปชานาติยถาจะอนุปันนัสสะอุเบกขาสัมโพชังคัสสะอุปาโทโหติตันจะปชานาติยถาจะอุปันนัสสะอุเบกขาสัมโพชังคัสสะภาวนาปาริปูริโหติตันจะปชานาติอิติอัจฉัตตังวาธัมเมสุธัมมานุปัสสีวิหรติพหิทธาวาธัมเมสุธัมมานุปัสสีวิหรติ อัจฉัตตปหิทธาวาธัมเมสุธัมมานุปัสสีวิหารติสมุทัยธัมมานุปัสสีวาธัมเมสุวิหารติวยธัมมานุปัสสีวาธัมเมสุวิหารติสมุทัยวยธัมมานุปัสสีวาธัมเมสุวิหารติอัตถิธัมมาติวาปนัสสติปัจจุปัฏฐิตาโหติยาวเทวยานมัตตายปฏิสติมัตตายะอนิสสิโตจวิหรตินัจจกินจิโลเกอุปาทิยติเอวัมปิโคภิกขเวภิกขุธัมเมสุธัมมานุปัสสีวิหรติสัตตสุโพชังเคสุ Okay, the translation. The seven enlightenment factors. Again, bhikkhus. A bhikkhu dwells contemplating phenomena in terms of the seven enlightenment factors. And how bhikkhus does a bhikkhu dwell contemplating phenomena in terms of the seven enlightenment factors? Here's bhikkhus, when there is the mindfulness enlightenment factor in him, a bhikkhu understands there is the mindfulness enlightenment factor in me. Or when there is no mindfulness enlightenment factor in him, he understands there is no mindfulness enlightenment factor in me. And he also understands how the unarising mindfulness enlightenment factor arises, and how the arising mindfulness enlightenment factors come to fulfillment by development. When there is the discrimination of phenomena enlightenment factor in him, a bhikkhu understands there is the discrimination of phenomena enlightenment factor in me. Or when there is no discrimination of phenomena enlightenment factor in him, he understands there is no discrimination of phenomena enlightenment factor in me. And he also understands how the unarising discrimination of phenomena enlightenment factor arises, and how the arising discriminations of phenomena enlightenment factor come to fulfillment by development. When there is the energy enlightenment factor in him, a bhikkhu understands there is the energy enlightenment factor in me. Or when there is no energy enlightenment factor in him, he understands there is no energy enlightenment factor in me. And he also understands how the unarising energy enlightenment factor arises, and how the arising energy enlightenment factor comes to fulfillment by development. When there is the rapture enlightenment factor in him, a bhikkhu understands there is the rapture enlightenment factor in me. Or when there is no rapture enlightenment factor in him, he understands there is no rapture enlightenment factor in me. And he also understands how the unarising rapture enlightenment factor arises, and how the arising rapture enlightenment factor comes to fulfillment by development. When there is the tranquility enlightenment factor in him, the bhikkhu understands there is the tranquility enlightenment factor in me. Or when there is no tranquility enlightenment factor in him, he understands there is no tranquility enlightenment factor in me. And he also understands how the unarising tranquility enlightenment factor arises, and how the arising tranquility enlightenment factor comes to fulfillment by development. When there is the concentration enlightenment factor in him, a bhikkhu understands there is the concentration enlightenment factor in me. Or when there is no concentration enlightenment factor in him, he understands there is no concentration enlightenment factor in me. And he also understands how the unarising concentration enlightenment factor arises, and how the arising concentration enlightenment factor comes to fulfillment by development. When there is the equanimity enlightenment factor in him, a bhikkhu understands there is the equanimity enlightenment factor in me. Or when there is no equanimity enlightenment factor in him, he understands there is no equanimity enlightenment factor in me. And he also understands how the unarising equanimity enlightenment factor arises, and how the arising equanimity enlightenment factor comes to fulfillment by development. In this way, he develops contemplating phenomena internally, or he develops contemplating phenomena externally, or he develops contemplating phenomena both internally and externally, or else he develops contemplating in phenomena its nature of arising, or he develops contemplating in phenomena its nature of vanishing, or he develops contemplating in phenomena its nature of both arising and vanishing, or else mindfulness that there are phenomena is simply established in him, to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and repeated mindfulness. And he dwells independent, not clinging to anything in the world. That is how bhikkhus. A bhikkhu dwells contemplating phenomena in terms of the 7 enlightenment factors.
We will now request for true refuge and precepts and 8 precepts together. We begin by bowing 3 times. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. Mayan bante Tisaranena saha Atha pancha silani yachama Dutiyampi mayam bante Tisaranena saha Atha pancha silani yachama Tatiyampi mayam bante Tisaranena saha Atha pancha silani yachama
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ
พุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
พุทธังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ธัมมังสารนังกัจฉามิ
สังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิ
สังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ติยัมปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ทุติยัมปิพุทธังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ทุติยัมปิธัมมังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ทุติยัมปิสังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิพุทธังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิธัมมังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิสังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิ
สรณคัมมนังนิธิตัง
อามาบันเต
ปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
อานาทิปาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมมาธิยามิ
อทินนาทานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
อดินนาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมมาธิยามิ
กาเมสุมิชาจาราเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
กาเมสุมิจฉาจาราเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
มุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
มุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมมาธิยามิ
สุราเมรยะมัชฌปมาทฐานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
สุราเมรยามัจจาปมาทฐานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมมาธิยามิ
Now for the 8th preceptor อภรัมมจาริยาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
อภรมจาริยาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมมาธิยามิ
วิการโภชนาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
วิคาลโภจนะเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมมาธิยามิ
นัจจคีตวาชิตวิสุขทัสสนา มาราคันทะวิเลปนะธารณะมันนะวิภูสนัทธานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
นัจจาดิตาวาริตาวิสุขาทัสสนามาลากันดาวิเลปนาดารณามันดนาวิบูสนาทานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
อุจจาสยนะมหาสยนาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
อุชาสยนะมหาสยนาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
อิมานิปัญจอัฏฐสิกขาปทานิสมาธิยามิ
อิมานิอัตถาสิกขาปะทานิสัมมาทิยามิอิมานิอัตถาสิกขาปะทานิสัมมาทิยามิอิมานิอัตถาสิกขาปะทานิสัมมาทิยามิ
สีเลนะสุขติงยันติสีเลนะโภคสัมปทาสีเลนะนิพุติงยันติตัสมาสีลังวิโสทะเย
สาธุสาธุสาธุ All three times again. Stop. Jump. Let go. We now formally request for the Dharma talk.
Brahma Jaloka Hi Bhakti Sahampakti Kaptan Jali An Hikwagrang Ayajata Santi Thaksakta Pagrabja Kapjatika He Se Tuthang Anukang Hikmang Paksyang
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังธัมมังสังฆังนะมะสามิ Okay, so we meet again on the Friday, the second Friday of the month, and today is happened to be it's called the Thai New Year's, the Songkran festival. It's probably the hottest hottest day in the month, and then we have it's also happened to be the one Phra as well, the monks' day. So people are last night we have the countdown chanting up to the midnight, like we regularly do on the New Year's days. See, in Thailand we are lucky that we have 4 New Years. The first of January is called the Western New Year. Okay, and then we have the Chinese New Year in February, which Thai also enjoy very much. And then here in April, we also have the Thai New Year's as well on the 13th of April. The start of the New Year. And then in May, we call the Buddhist New Year. Visakha Busha is a new year of Buddhist actually. It's changing the Buddhist era on that day. So we end up have 4 New Years. Western, Chinese, Thai, and then Buddhist. Yeah, it's so we have many chance of make determination. I know you have a lot of determination, the thing that you want to do, the thing that you want to let go of, any bad habit that you say you make resolution on the New Year's. Okay, and then you can't do it for some reason, then you have a second chance on the Chinese New Year. But for Thai, we have a third chance on the Thai New Year's, and we can do it again, the resolution. Maybe we fail on January, we fail on February, but we have April that we can make that third time. And then not to mention if we fail this time, we have the May resolution coming up, the Visakha Puja, that we can do another round of the of trying attempt. So yeah, this kind of the April is the hottest month, so it's happened to be the time that we most Thai will return back home to joy with the family and the elders. In Thai, we also use that same day for the family days. In Western Hemisphere, they have the Thanksgiving when they come back for the for the family dinner. But in Thailand, we come back on the 13th of April. Usually, people have their parents, their grandfather and mother in the rural area, so they go back. So that day they will bring, sometimes they bring the ashes of their ancestor, bring to the temple, to the monastery, and do the merit. And they always start with the monastery. The monks will do some chanting, dedicate the merit to the deceased one. So this is the traditions. It's called the Taksina Dana. It's a special type of dana. Basically, dana just means giving. Normally, when you say giving, the giver is higher than the receiver, right? Because like when you give to the beggar, because you have something. So when you give to somebody, that means that is kind of in the lower position to receive from you. But the Taksina Dana is a different, it's special kind of giving that the giver are humbly and lower than the receiver, because we have a belief in the law of karma, and the fact that if you want to dedicate the merit to the people who pass away, like your ancestor, then you have to find the field of merit, basically the one who has the higher virtue than you. Normally they come to the monastery because the monk keeping the many precepts, 227 precepts, or the novice have 10 precepts. So you can give to that particular group, which is a monk or the sangha. In this case, the giver is considered themselves humbly lower than the receiver. That's why it's called Takkinatha. This means when you give it, it spirals toward the higher. You give it to the one who have higher virtue than you. So your requisite is supporting the sangha, and then you will be part of that sangha by supporting the requisite that needed for them to travel along the way. And then basically you align you join your ancestor with the sangha, basically. So every time you think about your deceased one, you think about the sangha, the merit that you offer to them. And by this means, you can dedicate it merit to the one who departed one. Because, as a Buddhist, the cycle of rebirth is not end when you die. It just transition to the next life, whatever your karma is. Sometimes they might stuck in certain realms, like the hungry ghosts that require the merit from other people because they can't do it by themselves. So they have to rely on our merit. So it's the duties of the son and daughter and grandson and daughter to dedicate this Takkina Dana. So you have to find the field of merit, do the offering, and then dedicate the merit to the departed one. Okay, so that is usually in any kind of special day, we always think about the one who passed away and do the merit in their names, which is a very nice tradition. It's called the Gatanyuta, the gratitude, the sense of that we are the results or the lineage of this accumulation of all the quality that our ancestor pass on to us, and then we kind of start with that. I mean, a lot of things that we have is inherit from our parents, our grandparents. The fact that they walk this path before us, so we try to follow their footsteps and practice. The higher you get along the path, the better. But if you don't have enough time to walk, at least you support the one who walk on this path. So this is kind of a nice tradition. And then usually we start with that. The monk will give some chanting, dedicate and merit to the deceased one, and then they will do the basically we can they will pour the water to the monks and receive the blessing from the monks and go all the way down to the novice, and then they do that in the monastery, and when they go back home they can do that to their parents as well, to their elderly, the granny, the father, the mother. So it's a very, very nice tradition to make the connection to to show your gratitude to your lineage and that. So it's connect the society together. And then it has some kind of prayerful, then you can sometimes you bring the sand, because build the sand castle. Basically it's a ceremony where you, in the old day people are so worried that you might, every time you go to the temple, when you walk out, the sand might stick to your feet, walk out from the temple. So once a year they will bring that sand back to the temple. So it's kind of very, very detailed. You don't want to take anything that's not given to you. So even the sand that stick to your foot when you walk out from the monastery, you want to bring it back. So there will be you carry the sand back to the temple and then build the castle, and then maybe some contest who build the most beautiful sand castle, and then basically after that you give that sand back to the temple. We not see that much these days, but it's very, very nice traditions. Basically, it's a chance of saying and building this, and of course, it's going to be the highlight of the Songkran festival, which is the throwing the water. Just because it is the hottest time of the year, it's become the highlight. And I think this day this tradition just boiled down to having fun with the water. It become like water festival. It started out with just try to connect to your ancestor, and then use that time for making married. But it happened to be, the Songkran festival is probably originates in northern India, where they have this kind of, they have like season, the spring season, where it's coming out from the cold and winter, the snow, and then the April is the time for the blossom of the trees and things. But when the tradition come to Thailand, is April is middle of the summer, so it's the hottest. So we can adapt it somewhat, and we use that to basically throwing the water, but in the old day it's not throwing the water, it's just slowly pouring the water. Usually we do it with the Buddha Rupa first. See, in the old day, people not keep the Buddha Rupa, the Buddha image, in their house, because the house they consider having the activity that not suitable for the monks or the Buddha Rupa to be in. So they always keep the Buddha image in the monastery. So it makes sense now that if you want to bathe the Buddha, you have to go to the monastery to bathe the Buddha. But this day, every house they have the Buddha image, so they might able to do that at their own homes. But in the old day, people have to go to the temple, and then the monks will bring out the Buddha Rupa, and they pour the water to the Buddha Rupa first, Buddha image, and then down the line to the abbot, the wise abbot, or to all the monks and up to the novice. So that become the traditions, and then they use that occasion to bring the robe, the new set of robe, to the abbot, to all the monks. In the old day, the robe is very difficult to come by, so it's have a chance to. It's actually bathing, so we still do that sometimes in Wat Bakong. They build up the very nice. It's like the pipe. All the people in the village will throw the water, and then it actually bathing the abbot there, and then he actually changing the robes afterward. But this day it just become just a ceremony. They just pour the water on the hand, and the monks will give them the blessing. So that basically the Thai's New Year's, and it's a lot of traveling times, also a lot of accident time as well. So many times of traveling is possible the highest accidental rate, because people are drinking and driving and all those things. So that's also another opportunity for us to do some merit. Like also take some monk to do the blood donation, because there's always the bad accident, and then they require blood for people in the accident. So this is the times of the year people come back to their home, come to the monastery, and yeah, we have the novice program in summer. The novice are very happy to have the Songkran. Actually, they want to disrobe. Can I disrobe for a few days and come back afterward? So we have to bargain with them. Okay, don't disrobe, but we can allow you to play with the water for a few days. So yeah, so they kind of enjoy. We have this year. We don't have a big novice because we don't have the program for 3 years because of the COVID. So we start up small. We just taking the kid from around the monastery, the one who put the food in the monk's bowl every day. Then we just okay, they want to come, and so we end up have 6 novices this year, which is manageable and not too big group that we can handle. And yeah, it's kind of slowly. I think people are. We don't have the festival for almost 3 years because of the COVID. So because of this, it's a big festival. People very enjoy and glad to have this festival back. We can enjoy it. But it's happen to be on the one pra as well. So we just do the regular one pra activity, just keeping the Dhamma talk, the chanting together, and sitting, listen to the Dhamma talk, and then we have the countdown. Usually we just do the auspicious chanting, Parita, protection chant, yeah, and then beginning the New Year's. So the word Songkran, Songkran is a Pali word. Sang is mean together, or it can be good, or it can be it can mean in the same place. So Kan is from the root Kama, which is mean to step forward. So it means step forward together. So because Songkran is a changing of the constellation, the position of the sun, moving from March to April. They change the sun going to the next station. The sun station they have all year round. Every month they move to the next one. But when they move to April, it's considered the changing not only the month but also the year as well. Change to the new year. But it also can mean step forward together, that and then try to forget or forgive anything that might be wrongdoing to each other. Like among we have the Pavarana, we make invitation to to say anything that we might transgress anybody, and then may such and such person forgive us, and so we can move forward. So as a community, it's very nice to have the traditions of transition to the new phase, and when we learn from the lesson and try to do things together now, we're facing a new challenge and difficulty, letting go of any holding grudge against each other, and then learning the lesson and move forward together. We as a community coming together back to the source, to the family, and then move forward together, trying the challenge together. It and also mean the sang can mean good as well. That means that we step in the good way, and we step in the right direction toward the higher, not to spiral down, but to move forward. This is the idea of taking more responsibility to yourself. So you can start up with whatever you are. Like you can do the dana. If you already do the dana, you can take up the sila, maybe your virtue. You can keep the precept, refraining from the unwholesome things, and then try to perfect your wholesome, by bhavana, cultivation, anything goodness. So in that way, you spiral upward. You move toward the good direction. So it's a time of the year to reflect upon the unwholesome thing that you want to let go in the past but not able to. Today is a good day to make another resolution to do that. And then anything that you want to do good, then you make the resolution as well. So you just pick your thing that you want to do. It's better for you to make it concrete somewhat, not to make it very vague. Like I'm gonna do more meditation, things like that. Is too vague. You might want to have some more of the objective. Maybe say I want to sit meditation, maybe every day, half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening, something like that. Make some kind of time frame for you and make it like a habit. But again, you want to not to be too rigid. It may be better to have kind of more relaxed schedule where you can work around it. Say if you said, okay, half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening. If you're not able to do it for some reason, maybe this day is very busy, you have to work late or something, and then you're so tired that you can't do it. And then maybe when you can't do it for a few days, then your resolution is gone by the window. So maybe it's better to make resolution in terms of the week. Okay, maybe, okay, I want to do, say, 1 hour a day, half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening. So it's make 1 hour a day. So within 1 week, it should be about 7 hours, something like that. So if you can't do it for 1 day, you can add it up for the next day, just to make sure that 1 week you have 7 hours of formal sitting meditation, something like that. There's something that you can work with, maybe more loose schedule where you can make up for it if you can't do it for a certain day. So I think that is maybe the thing that you can work on, and have kind of more objective thing that you can work around it. Because if it's so vague, then it really doesn't. The goal have to be challenging for you. Up to the limit for you, so you feel like you push on something, you strive for some better. So this is the thing that you can set up your goal for yourself, and having the friend that they can help sit together is very nice. Having certain time of the day where you can sit together, maybe with your spouse or your family, it's become the quality time together as a family. So it's very nice to do that. So that's one thing. Or you can take up the precept, maybe higher precept, 8 precept once a week, something like that, or twice a week. Something that you can make a resolution on the New Year's and then stick up to it. So yeah, as a monastic, then basically this is all the thing that we do anyway. So, but it's good to have the people come in and out, and then they can use a time for retreat, because basically they come to the monastery, don't have to worry about make a living. They can basically join with the monks, join the monk for alms round. Usually we have plenty of food, so they can, if they live simple as a monk, they can be easily. So we have people who come and then spend a few days retreat with us, just taking the real holiday, make it holy. So rather than enjoy entertainment outside, but they rather to be meditation and spend some quiet time in the monastery, which is another way of starting a new year. And I think it's one thing is nice these days is that to do the chanting basically for the New Year's. I think so very nice. At least you start the new year with some word of the Buddha, the Dhamma word. I think it's kind of maybe people consider it's auspicious, so they do that more, but not so much on the Thai New Year's, but on the 1st of January. That's a very popular the chanting midnight and countdown chanting. So last night it's not many people, but we happen to be one pra as well. Here we have the regular one pra sitting. Usually we encourage the all-night sitting, but sometimes it's a little bit too exhausted, because next day you have to do the activity. So normally in my monastery we recommend that we do the sitting up to midnight. So at least we push a little bit more than regular day. Like I think once a week we should try to do that. Like, okay, we do it. You can try to dedicate that special merit for somebody, I guess. If you do it for yourself, you might say, oh, I got enough merit. I don't need to do extra. But say if you want to dedicate your merit to, say, your father or your grandfather or whoever you want to dedicate the merit to, and then you make a special effort once a week, like on one pra. Like here we on one pra, we will encourage people to practice up to midnight. Say regularly you might practice until 10, and then you go to sleep and you wake up at 3 for the morning chanting. But it makes it special thing, you push a little bit more. Okay, if you can't practice all night, then maybe up to midnight would be something that you can work on. So you push extra 2 hours, and these 2 hours you dedicate the merit to whoever you want to, maybe your parents or your grandparents or your friend. Even now we have a group of friends of the airport who come today for making the merit, and they go to school together, in the primary school, secondary school, and they are in their 60s, and a lot of classmates already passed away. So I think it's good to remind yourself of that. Not everybody in the same class is survive and have opportunity to practice. So because we have one, and everything of them can be push some extra effort, and then we dedicate that 2 hours extra to my friend such and such name who already passed away, who doesn't have a chance to practice. I think that's a lovely gift that you can give to somebody, you know, by practice, cultivate mindfulness in yourself, and then dedicate that merit to your friends, or you know, your spouse, or your parents who already passed away. They don't have an opportunity to practice anymore, but you can. And the fact that you survive, it's something to be happy about. But for what? You know? See, the Buddha said sometimes it's very difficult to say it's a new year's or the newborn, you know, like what we say normally, we say happy birthday, right? But for Buddhists, we have the word chati pituka, you know. It just every morning we chant that, you know, chati pituka. Chati is birth, dukkha is suffering. Chati pituka, birth is suffering. So how can you reconcile these things? Yeah. Are there anything such happy birthday or not? Because we chant every morning, chati pituka, birth is suffering, right? So yeah, but there's another word that the Buddha say, sukho puttanang uppado. You know, sukho means happiness. Puttanang is the Buddha, you know, or the Buddha quality. Uppado means birth. You know. So this is another birth that can be called the real happiness. Is the happiness of the arising or the birth of the Buddha. Buddha means awaken. So it can only be happy birthday when it's a happy birthday of the Buddha. And the birth of the, I mean, this is not the birth of the coming from the mother, or it is the birth of spiritual awakening. That is the real happiness, and it can be called happiness. But just a regular birth, it is not that. Happiness is a suffering, chati pituka, but the sukho puttanang uppado, the arising, the birth of the you can say the awakening is happiness, or the Buddha quality when it arises that bring happiness. So in that sense, to be a new year, to be a new person, anything new, anything arising, it have to point toward awakening, for that to be happiness. So then that will be the Dhamma, that will be true word of the Buddha. So yeah, so that's why when we have like the new year, the new beginning, we have to make that beginning of new year all the way down to the Buddha, to awaken. Otherwise it's gonna be another form of suffering, because when you are rising, they will passing away, and when you attach to that, it's gonna be suffering, separation from the loved one. So yeah, everything that arising, we have to cultivate it all the way until it's blossom and awaken, for that to be happy. So it requires a lot of work, and then patiently, we slowly cultivate that quality to become a Buddha, to become enlightened, which is within all of us. We have the Buddha nature, the Buddha awakened quality, like a lotus waiting for the light of the day to blossom, to awaken, to unfold, to bear fruit, to this meaning in life. Yeah, so on this New Year's, whatever it is, it's a Western, Chinese, Thai, or even the Buddhist New Year is coming in May. But this year it's going to be in June, because a special year. It's a little bit, we add the extra month every fourth year. We have to add extra month, because so that's why this year Visakha Busha will be for in June, but normally it's in May. So that there will be a truly new year for Buddhists, because it's a Visakha Busha. We counting the day of the Buddha get enlightened, and it happened to be the same day that the Buddha born and Buddha passed away the same day. So that is the meaning of the New Year's, and we also been chanting this Mahasatipatthana Sutta, which also very nice that is in at the Pochong, the 7 factor of enlightenment. Actually, this is the real meaning of birth in the Buddhism, because when the Buddha born, he walked 7 steps, right? And then he pointed up to the top, and the world above, the world below, I'm the greatest. The 7 step of the Buddha is a symbolic meaning of this 7 factor of enlightenment that combine to become the Buddha, because he has this quality of 7 factor of enlightenment. So it's very auspicious. So we can reflect upon that quality that we just shared, starting with mindfulness, contemplation of phenomena, investigation phenomena, aroused energy, have pity, joy, passaddhi, calms, and then samadhi, concentration, and upekkha, the equanimity. This is a very balanced Buddha quality. You need 7 of these to combine, create this the Sukho Puttanang Upado, arising of the Buddha quality. The Pochanka is from the body. Body is the same name as the body tree, and it's in the enlightenment. And the Anka is in component. So the component of this enlightenment, the factor of enlightenment coming together. Okay, so that Mahasatipatthana is one we call Ekayana path. Is leading toward the Nibbana. Is in the prerequisite. So the mindfulness have to ground on something, and that something is a Kaya, the body, the feelings, Vedana, Chitta, the mind, and the phenomena, the Dhamma. So this is the last part of the Mahasatipatthana, where we focus on the Dhamma, the quality of the mind, the 7 factor of enlightenment, just before we go up into the Magga and Phala, which is the Lokuttara, the supramundane. So yeah, it's Mahasatipatthana is when it repeatedly do it again and again. Pavita Pahulikata, do it again and again, make it into perfection. It turn into 7 factor of enlightenment, and then 7 factor of enlightenment is when do it again and again, it becomes the Magga, the path. And when it becomes the path, you flip and then take the Nibbana as the object, and then go beyond the world, going to the unborn, which is the highest goal of the Buddhism. Just basically such a thing that is not conditioned, unconditioned. Unborn, therefore, is unchanged. It's become the goal, the ultimate goal of Buddhism, go beyond all the suffering. Yeah, so when we have such a nice, I call the Mahasatipatthana Sutta is called the Nirodha map. We have a lot of road map this day going here and there. We need a Nirod map, the path toward the end of suffering, which is the Mahasatipatthana Sutta. You can look at a checklist. Have you follow the direction of Nirodha, Nirod map. So we start with this one-way path, Mahasatipatthana. Yeah, it's good to remind yourself. It's like a checklist of what you do. To be mindful, you have to be mindful of something. You can't be mindful of Nibbana right away. You have to go through the mindfulness of the suffering first. And what is considered suffering? The 5 khandha, what we consider as me and mine. It just composed of these 5 khandha. And then go one by one. It just the khandha is there. It doesn't qualify to be called yourself, because it doesn't last. It doesn't bring your long-lasting happiness, and it's not under your control. It have their own cause and condition. It's almost like, okay, what I used to call me and mine, is is it has this quality to be called me and mine. In order to call yourself, you have to be, they have to be long lasting. It have to be happiness, and it have to be under your power, under your control. If it doesn't have this quality, then you can't call it yourself, right? So you just letting go of that. Basically, the process is just letting go of what is not belong to you, because it can't, it doesn't have the quality that can be called yourself. So one by one, you contemplate it, and you slowly let go. Basically, and when you let go, you're unfolding. You're basically you're closer to the enlightenment factor. You see things as they are arising and passing away. No core existence, just unfolding of the cause and condition. Okay, so that New Year's, new beginning, we always have another beginning, and we practice, we strive, we learning the Dhamma all the time, and whatever mistake that we learn along the way, we use that as our stepping stone. We overcome and we transcend that. So having the community, having the Sangha, having the spiritual friends is very important along the way. And we coming back, root ourselves in the social context, our family, our good friends, and continue on. Just walking. Another year has passed. You can, reflect upon what I have done in the past year, how much progress that we have, any unwholesome habit that you're able to let go, then take a rejoice in that. At least I'm grown up now. Such and such activity is maybe it's good when I was young, but now I'm grown up. I'm no longer gonna lost my time in that, because I've learned the lesson. There's something more refined, something more substantial in my life that I should pursue. So you can use that as your contemplation, and as a lot of things along the spiritual path that we can cultivate and take joy in that. The joy of generosity, the fact that our wealth has been meaningful by supporting spiritual path, the joy of leading a life of virtues, keeping the precept, the joy of the bhavana cultivation. So that is a joy. It's a joy that free from sensual pressure. A joy that is not doesn't relate to external thing, that doesn't related to beautiful sight, nice sound, and things like that. But it's the joy that you can cultivate, and you have it all the time. Like the joy of being virtuous, having the integrity, good sense of yourself. You have to have that as a foundation, and then the joy of being peaceful, being understanding. So as a human beings, we are not just happy just to eat, drink, and reproduce. That is very low life form. We are striving for some goodness, some beauty, and some truth. That is the meaning of human being. And then how can you be good? The good is the virtuous life is the sila. When you can tell that, okay, my life is good because I'm not harm other living beings. And how can you have a beautiful life? You have to learn to, the beauty is in the mind. So you have to train your heart, your mind, to sense that beauty. But in the end, it is a samadhi, the peacefulness, the oneness of the mind that make you able to see the beauty in the world. And then the truthfulness is the panya, the wisdom, that you can see everything is arising and passing away. Nothing that you can hold on to that will bring long-lasting happiness. It's joy in letting go, letting what is not really you. Just okay, see that is it you? If it's not, then letting go, and then the process of unfolding. So when you have that Sila, Samadhi, and Panya come together, your goodness, your beauty, your truth coming together, that is a Magga, and that will turn your mind, your heart, your mind toward the unconditioned, the unborn, which is the purpose of the practice. So the new year, the new beginning is another chance for us to realign ourselves to the direction, to this goal of to be born as human beings. We have a potential to achieve that. And the Buddha is an example. He's the one who walk in front of us. We just follow his footsteps. And that path is called the Mahasatipatthana. Always start with mindfulness. And be careful on your step. Be mindful, and then walk toward the path toward enlightenment. So that in the true way of happy birthday or happy new year is the happy new understanding going toward the goal, the unborn, the nibbana. Okay, which is a very kind of nice to see that we have that complete map. We can walk all the way, depending on how much strength that you have, but the path is all the way toward the end of suffering. So it's up to us how much we're going to practice, and to have the community together, to have the festival, to have all these rituals. It's very support us on the way toward full enlightenment. So that will be considered the truly happy new year, truly happy new life, the life that free from suffering is possible. You can live a life that is not burdened by these 5 khandha. Your life has become basically joy of being born, understanding the whole world, being good, beauty, and truth coming together. Okay, so I would like to leave the Dhamma for New Year's, for your reflections. Hopefully that will be New Year for you as well. Whatever your New Year resolution, I hope that you are able to maintain that and find joy in your practice, find joy in your generosity, in your virtue, in your cultivation of goodness and understanding. May all beings be at ease, and may they all be free from sufferings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Andamayang Dhamma Kathaya Sadhu Karang Dadama Se. Sadhu, 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 Anumodan. Thank you, Tanajan, for the teaching. Let's show our gratitude to Tanajan's teaching by bowing 3 times. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. So now invite Tanajan to lead us in the closing homage, please.
Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Sawakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅgho Sanghang Namami.
Thank you, Tanajan, for the teaching.